it's Ahmer here. So today I have a really awesome video of my trip to ReGen, which used to be in White Marsh, in the White Marsh Mall in Maryland, and now it actually moved locations. So this store is actually in the Towson Town Center Mall, which is in Towson, Maryland, near the college. So this place is really awesome. It's one of my favorite video game stores to shop at, and they just have so much stuff. So let's go ahead and check out their new location. So if anyone has ever been out to ReGen in the White Marsh Mall, that place was really awesome. For the amount of space that they had, everything was kind of jam-packed together. They had plushies, they had some arcade machines, they had some really awesome store displays, there's neon signs, the banners, and just tons of video games and consoles and controllers. So I have made some previous videos on the older location. Well, they announced that they were moving locations. They were going to get a much larger store, and they were relocating from White Marsh Mall to the Towson Town Center Mall. So that mall is actually really awesome. It has a lot of different stores jam-packed in the mall, and ReGen is now on the bottom level, so on the first floor, right next to this really awesome arcade, which I briefly visited. It's called Round One. They have bowling, they have arcade machines, they just have tons of entertainment there. So of course, when you first enter into this mall area in Towson, you actually have to find parking, and they have this huge parking garage, and sometimes that gets to be a little bit overwhelming, but I really like the system that they have. So pretty much everything's electronic. All of the spaces have different sensors, so you can just kind of look above and see if they're either red or green. So if they're green, that means the spot is available, and it actually flashes on all the different sensors too, and shows you how many parking spots total. So if there's 500 and some or 600 and some left or available in the parking garage, which is pretty cool. So I pretty much just pulled in there. I found a pretty awesome parking spot. Then I was able to kind of just walk into the mall, went down an escalator, turned left, and as I was approaching the Round One area, which is that really awesome arcade and entertainment spot, I noticed that we had ReGen. So that store is just so much larger than the White Marsh location. It just was jam-packed. It used to be an old GNC or something like that, and they kept tons of shelving and just some really awesome designs in there. They really did an amazing job just going through, kind of labeling things, kind of adding their own touch on things, adding some color to the generic wooden shelving displays that they had. And I kind of like how they had everything displayed as well. So it wasn't all jam-packed. There was actually tons of room that they had to go ahead and display tons of their inventory. They were still putting out stuff. So even though I only got a couple items this time, which I will show you in just a moment, I was just overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that was in there. So I really like how they displayed the games. They didn't just kind of jam-pack everything into a bin. Everything was meticulously placed, and it was done very well, as they actually displayed tons of their cartridge games just front-facing so that you can see the label. That way you don't see the spine or nothing on the spine. I really like how they did that, so that you could kind of see the condition of everything. You don't have to ask to get things out of a particular case, except for the high-end stuff, and you actually got to see the condition of everything and how it was actually displayed. And I was just very excited over that, because that is something that you just don't see now, and they had so much more room to kind of showcase a lot of their awesome games that they had throughout the entire store. I also like how they have this whole section towards the bottom, more so for kids, but they had all of these different plushies, so they were all meticulously placed as well. Everything was on display. They had strategy guides out and about. They just had so much stuff that you could physically see, and things that you may have been looking for and you just didn't get a chance to kind of focus on it in their old store. So I just really like how they have everything displayed, and then I just love places that have stuff around the tops of their store, just big boxes, big display items, some of the more expensive items. I just love seeing that whenever I go into a store. And one of the things that I love so much, not only did they have that amazing PlayStation 2 neon sign and the original Xbox neon sign, they also have the Sega Genesis store display light. That thing is just so beautiful. I just love their displays. They also have another Sega Dreamcast banner. I have a different style one. I actually have the Saturn version of the banner. And then I even saw this really awesome Mario display sign. So that was actually the Super Mario Brothers 3, which they used to have as the toys for the original McDonald's toys that they had for these Mario figures. I just really like seeing that display. I saw it in the old store, but I really like how they actually had a spot for it in this new store as well. And they just have so much stuff, and they were still putting out their inventory. So I saw tons of amazing systems. I saw Japanese consoles, I saw American consoles. I just saw a good mix of pretty much everything, and they were just jam-packed. So I'll definitely have to go back when it isn't quite as packed, try and get some more footage, and try and get some close-up of some of the items that they have in there, as they were still putting out some of their other items. So I was just really excited to see them back. I was excited to see how they set everything up, and they did such an amazing job on everything. It just looks really great, and you can tell that even with their delayed opening, you could tell that a lot of effort and a lot of work went into it. I just love how they have a larger back area as well, so that they can process some things and kind of go through some of their inventory. So that is pretty awesome on their part. So I just had a blast going through. I saw tons of amazing games for the Vectrex, for the Panasonic 3DO. They had tons of those limited run games in their showcase as well. Tons of Japanese import games, just some expensive games, some ROM hack games. They had so much cool stuff, and every single time I go in there, I just compile a list of everything that I want. So I did actually find a couple items. So one of the items that I saw was for the Panasonic 3DO. They had a couple games kind of jam-packed in there with some of the other more obscure systems. And one of the ones that I saw I did not have. So here we have this Panasonic 3DO game. This is one of those exciting action puzzle games for the whole family. So right here it says Trip D, so like tripped. So this is actually really cool. And it says the first 3DO falling tile game. Play alone, with a friend, or against a computer. So of course I used to play some of these similar style games on the Sega Saturn back in the day. I used to love those Bubble Bobble games that they have for pretty much all these different systems. And this one was pretty cool because it did come with this long box. It has a jewel case inside. Just has everything included. So I was very thrilled about this. I got it for such an amazing deal. And it even came with this protective cover, so I was pretty excited about that as well. So this is another 3DO game that I was so excited to find for another reasonable price, and it was one that I had to just check off the list. So I was pretty thrilled with their inventory, even for them just kind of opening up. I went one of the first days that they opened, and they're still kind of getting everything together. So I am just so glad that they are opened up again. Then I was looking through some of the games, and I noticed that some games have definitely spiked in price, and others have started to kind of drop. So one of the games that I wanted to get, because I saw a pretty good price on it, and I wanted to get it before it went up, and this is one that I don't have. So this right here, we have this PlayStation 2 game. This is Fatal Frame, based on a true story. So this is one of those horror title games that I definitely wanted to add, as if you've been following my other series where I take you on my collecting journey, I have found tons of the Silent Hill games. I found them across a couple different systems. I found Silent Hill 1 for the PS1, Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 2, and for the original Xbox. So I figured that this would be another one that I wanted to go ahead and start collecting for. And this one was just in beautiful condition. It has the manual, it has the game disc, and then it even came with the little registration card in here as well. So I was very thrilled to find this complete and just find it at their location. So just some quality titles that they have across a whole bunch of different gaming platforms. So that is just so awesome, and this thing is just so cool looking. So I haven't ever played this style game or this series, so I'm very thrilled to actually go through and try and play some of the ones that I kind of missed out on the first time. So if you guys are ever in the Towson area in Maryland and you're looking for a really cool video game store, I highly recommend going to ReGen. I know that they also have some sort of online store as well, maybe on eBay or something like that. But they just have so much stuff in the small store location. So this is really cool, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with this location, as it still is kind of early on, and everything looks great so far. They definitely did a great job on everything, and I'm so thrilled to see what else they have. Each time I go there, I find some amazing item that I didn't have in the game collection, and hopefully next time I can maybe find some more Dreamcast titles, some of the last of the Vectrex games that I need for the set, or some of those awesome 32X games that I need as well. So, of course, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this store. Did you see anything in this video that you particularly like? Do your game stores look like that in your area? And have you actually ever visited this location? So just let me know in the comments below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.